Welcome back to Nostalgianomics. We got a serious one today. So sit back, relax, we got to talk. We need to talk about the danger of waiting and how it can actually be more dangerous than taking action a little too early. And what I mean by this, you can see it everywhere throughout life, not just Pokemon. I mean, look at the real estate market. Everyone was going to wait. We're going to wait for a better price on the house. We're going to wait for a better interest rate. We're going to wait. And you saw how that turned out. Everyone waited and everything kept going to the moon, and now you're out of luck. And then you saw it with the stock market. You see it with the stock market every time it drops. Oh, we're going to wait. It looks dangerous. It looks like it's going to keep going down and down and down forever. These companies are all going to go bankrupt. I don't want to lose all my money. I'm going to wait. And if you waited, well, everything's back at all-time highs and crypto's going to the moon. I mean, everything's going to the moon, right? We've seen tons of stocks at their all-time highs, if not year or 5-year highs. But you waited. Now it's, you know what, was it too late? You get it now. What do you do, right? You waited too long. And now we're in the same thing with Pokemon, right? Everyone wants to wait. You know, everyone wants to talk about all these grand ideas they have with their money. Oh, no, I'm not putting money there. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and I'm going to make all this money because I don't want to have dead money sitting in those products that aren't going to move forever, right? Everyone wants to put these like gigantic time frames on it forever. And we're gonna look today. I got some data for you. You're gonna find surprising. But what happens is exactly what we're seeing in Sword and Shield, and even starting to see in Scarlet and Violet. Like I said, I got the data. Is people convince themselves their money is better placed somewhere else. And what happens is the items or cards start to move up in value. And then what the people say is, okay, now that they're starting to move, now that I see they have upward momentum, I'm going to wait for the next sale or, you know, percentage off or TikTok coupon, or I'm going to wait for the next reprint. I'm going to wait in that next dip. That's when I'm buying. Next dip doesn't come. Prices keep going up. All the big sellers are sold out. Now, the only ones who have the product is the secondary sellers and the investors and the collectors. And there's no big giant inventories left, and no one has to blow out inventory for cash flow. Product keeps going up. It becomes more scarce. Well, now what? Well, I don't want to buy now. I could have bought that box at $100. I'm not paying $150. I'll wait for the next sets. All right. Well, I'm not going to buy those now, though. Like, I'll buy Scarlet and Violet, but not yet. I don't want my money sitting there. You know, it might stay stagnant. They might reprint it. It might dip for a while. It might have very slow gains. It can be better used here, 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 or here. I'm going to wait. And the same pattern continues again and again, guys. You know how this game goes. And sometimes, even though getting into products a little early might mean your money's sitting stagnant, you're not seeing a lot of gains in the first, maybe year to 2 years, you could actually miss out on opportunities because you're afraid to lock up capital at those amazing entry points in fear that it's not going to move fast enough for you. And you think you have time to, slosh money around and all these different things and then throw it in there later. But then you convince yourself why later that buying in at 110, 120 a box is too high because you could have got in at 80. You see what I'm saying? So let's get into this. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. And it's not exclusive to boxes. We're seeing the same things with cards. Like some of these cards are starting to run away without people. And now people are saying, well, what do I do? I mean, surely it's going to come back down. Well, maybe not. Like maybe it doesn't come back down is the issue. So let's go ahead. First off, guys, today's sponsor is none other than Arizona TCG. Now, hear me out. I know some of you skip these ads, but hear me out on this, okay? This is eBay's selling fees page. You pay 13.25% in the trading card and collectible category. Arizona TCG charges you 13.5%. If it's under $100, it's $5 shipping. If it's over $100, there's no shipping charge. So let me do the math for you, all right? 0.25% difference on $100 is like 25 cents, okay? If you are going to go out and get your own shipping materials and your bubble mailers or boxes, bubble wrap, your shipping labels, if you have an ink for a printer, if you have a label printer, whatever it may be, you're going to pay about $5 to ship and for materials and all that anyway. If it's over $100, you're probably going to pay less with Arizona TCG doing all the work for you, right? Making the professional listing, professional scan photos, title, description, dealing with customers, shipping it for you, and just sending you a check. Literally, guys, if you're not trying to build your own business, build your own store, this is literally a cheaper way to sell your slabs than you could even do yourself. Oh, and by the way, if you're worried about having a good account to sell them on and make sure you have the eyes, Arizona TCG, they've got 100% positive feedback, 10,000 items sold with 1.8 thousand followers. That's why you can get top dollar for your slabs selling through them. So make sure to check them out, guys. Link in the description in the comment section below. All right. First up, Evolving Skies, right? No one moving Evolving Skies when it was $400 a box. I heard the same stuff. Well, it's too high now. I'd rather put my money in X, Y, or Z. Guys, a lot of the other Sword and Shield sets that you said you would rather put your money in a year ago, some of them haven't even seen near the same percentage growth Evolving Skies has, even though it was already at $400. Look, here's the last 3 months. It was $400 3 months ago, not a year ago, 3 months ago, and now it's in the mid fives. I mean, the lowest list right now is 550. All right, mid fives. And you didn't want to put your money in it. You just wanted to wait. What are you waiting for? You know there's no more reprints coming. We're 99.999% sure no reprints are coming. What do you think? 400 was this. It's going to stop, never go forever. You got time to move into it. Chilling Reign. We know the story on that. Absolutely to the moon. Went out of stock on Pokemon Center. It went up. Now it's selling in the 170s. Fusion Strike, same thing. Just went out of stock in the Pokemon Center. Immediately up in the high 160s and looks like 170s if you add shipping in. It's in the 170s now. $170 booster box. Just like that. Astral Radiance is now in the 140s. The Charizard UPC. It's selling for $120 right here. All confirmed sales. $120. This was $80 and $85 when I was making videos on it a year or less ago. And nobody wanted this product. Alex, that's a brick. It's never going to move. I made a video with all of the ones I own in my background. Everyone laughed at me. That's what an idiot, Alex. You holding those Charizard UPCs, trying to pump them onto your audience. You idiot. I mean, 50% in less than a year on this. Not too shabby. Lost Origin. Lost Origin. Yeah, you read that right. $160. $160. $160 box. Oh, these that just sold out. You can't see the listing anymore. This was with $15 shipping. This is $155 sales right here. Lost Origin. Got reprinted. Selling for, I don't know, open market was somewhere between $110 and $120 a box. You probably could have got it less if you bought by the case, especially if you're in my Discord and bought through Shag Sports Cards. He's got a legitimate LGS. He was selling cases for less than that. Literally could have 40% your money in a couple months. But no, I gotta wait. The reprint came, Alex. This stuff's everywhere. Everyone's got they got airplane hangers full of it, Alex. You don't understand. You don't, Alex. You just don't get it, man. You're so far removed from reality. This modern sealed product, it's endless. It never ends. And we're told that again and again, and people wait and they wait and they wait and they miss out. Now what? Do you buy it at 160? Well, I want to buy 160. What are you gonna do then? Well, I'll buy Scarlet and Violet. Okay, great. Paldea Evolved. $110 a box. Selling at $110 a box. You guys know you remember. This was not that long ago. These were in the 80s. Everyone hates Scarlet and Violet, Alex. No one's buying that Paldea stuff. I got time. I'm going to buy it next year. Okay, you can buy it next year. I don't know what it's going to be at, but you can still buy it next year. But I'm sure I'll get the same people saying, Alex, I missed the boat on Paldea. I know. What do you think of Scarlet and Violet number 8? What do you think of the 8th set? I think it's good. I don't even know what it is yet, right? But I think it's good. I think you'll do well if you get it in a good price point and wait a certain amount of time. I mean, guys, this stuff is not rocket science. It happens again and again and again like clockwork, and everyone wants to think it's not going to happen this time. Oh, Scarlet and Violet is surely different than every booster box ever printed in Pokemon. This is for sure the one era where the boxes don't rise in value. Obsidian Flames, $108.49, selling at that. Almost $110 a box as well. All these you could have got in the 80s and 90s, guys. Open market, buying cases right off eBay. Anyone can do this. You just don't want to. Too afraid. That's too soon. Oh, yeah. What about the cards? The alt arts, right? Well, Alex, we got time. The reason I'm showing this one, this was shared in a Discord, my Discord. A seller on there was showing how he had sold 3 of these, right? Over the course of a couple months, and every time he sells it, he gets more for it. He just keeps raising the price, and it keeps selling. And so you'll see people say, oh, no, everything's going to crash. Wait until it crashes. Wait until you get these cards at pennies on the dollar. The problem is, where's the bottom? No one knows the bottom. But when you're paralyzed by fear and you're afraid to take action, you're surely going to miss the bottom. And that's what you've done if you haven't bought in. Look at these. Look, it was a almost $400 card, and it was down. Where do you buy? Do you buy here? Do you buy here? Do you buy here? Where do you buy here? Are you buying now? What do you buy? You got to take a time sometime. Well, the fact is you missed the bottom. The bottom bottomed out here near $200 a card. in a PSA 10. And now the Charizard's back up to selling at $274.95. And actually, the seller shared his sale. It was for $280. So the PSA 10 is back up to $280. It was down in the low to right around $200. So, you know, you've been almost 40% up on your money in like a couple months. Seems like it's rebounding to me. Is it too late now though? Can you still buy it? Or are you going to say, it's too late. I'll invest in some SIR cards, I guess. Blaziken, right? No way to know the bottom. Do you buy here? Do you buy here? Do you buy here? Well, the bottom actually bottomed out in the 180s for a PSA 10. Now it's back up selling for $300. You made over 50% on your money if you would have got in when everyone was panicking in fear and they all told you, oh no, don't buy, everything's going to zero, it's too low. Gengar VMAX, it didn't see near the drop, but you know, it's selling for in the high 400s. Dropped all the way down here in the low 3s, mid 3s, right back up in the 4s. 20, 30% move, no big deal. Oh, and the big boy, the Umbreon VMAX, right? Oh man, this is surely going to zero. The pop report's 10,000, Alex. There is surely not 10,000 people that want this card in Pokemon. There are surely not 10,000 people of the millions and millions worldwide that want the most iconic card in Pokemon since base set Charizard. No, never. Well, the PSA 10 bottomed out in the mid 7s, and now it's back up in the 900s already. Can't find this card for less than in the 900s now. Guys, I understand it can be scary to put money to work. It's scary to invest anywhere, right? Every time you hit that button on the stock market and buy more shares of something, it's scary. You don't know what's going to happen. Buying crypto, right? When you purchase a house, it's scary, right? You don't know if you're buying it, near the top of the market. You don't know if, that area or that subdivision is going to, go down in value because of whatever. It's scary. I get it. Here's the thing, though. At some point, you have to trust historical data. I mean, people say, well, the historical data isn't indicative of the future. Well, guess what? Every single thing in life is based on historical data. You go get insurance, it's based on the historical data of your area of, whatever it is you're buying, right? When you go to invest, you're looking at the historical data of that fund or, that sector, those companies like that, whatever it may be. When you look at real estate, you're looking at the historical data of the area, of the properties. But with Pokemon, Alex, we cannot look at historical data. We just have to Fugazi it in our mind and all get, make predictions of what's going to happen in the future. And that's what we're going to have to go off of. Okay, I mean, do that if you want, but everyone else usually uses historical data. And when you look at historical data, 100% of the time, Pokemon's sealed product has risen over time when it comes to booster boxes. Down to the amount of time, I don't know, sometimes a year, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. But over time, they all do rise in value, some better than others. So you can kind of, finagle it on which sets you want to pick and are the best. But the fact is, the sealed booster boxes, they've always done well. Now, the singles are definitely a crapshoot. However, it didn't take a rocket scientist to be able to look at the Sword and Shield era and how sought after the alt arts are and how hard they are to pull out of those boxes and packs. To think that, these are not going to go to zero. These can't go down forever. And if you would have got a position even anywhere down, like if we pull this chart back up, if you would have got a position on anywhere on this downturn, right? Got a position in the 850s, right? Got in too early. Got a position in 830, got in too early. Oh, little uptick, 840, got in too early. It didn't matter when you got in on this way down, you'd be up right now. Right. And it's the same thing with Scarlet and Violet era product. It didn't matter if you got in at the exact right price. Everyone's always worried about getting that absolute dollar, the lowest dollar on the market, and that's because, we're in competition. Everyone wants to have the best and no one wants to get screwed over. So you're worried, I got it for $88. Well, I got it for $90. I got it for $91. I got ripped off. Well, when the box is $200 in the future, do you care if you paid $88, $90, or $91 or $95? No. And that's the thing you have to remember is it's when you're investing, it's not about how fast it happens. It's not about, getting the exact right entry point. It's just getting an entry point that you feel comfortable with on a time frame that you feel comfortable with. And as long as you believe in the product, it makes sense to buy it because it has the track record to prove it, right? The attrition from the market every single day of sealed product is what continues it rising. This stuff gets open, guys. Could Scarlet Violet era sets get reprints? Sure, they could. It could go down. Like I said, you could have some ups and downs in the first year or two. No problem. But Eventually the reprints stop. Eventually the product gets open. Eventually it disappears in permanent collections. Eventually all the big stores and big sellers run out. And all that's left to run the market is people like me, people like you, collectors, investors. And we don't blow out the products like the big stores do. We don't have those big giant sales. And what happens then? Well, people pay up. And then the more they pay up, the more people want to rise their prices. Just like I talked about the guy with the Charizard V. You sell one, well, I'll rise my price a little bit. Oh, sell another, well, I'll raise my price. And that same thing happens with booster boxes because they're more scarce. I don't want to let it go. I might never get that booster box back. It's going to be higher in the future. And the prices rise. And so I'm not telling anyone to FOMO. I'm not saying go pull your last dollars out of your bank account and get in now because you might miss out. All I'm saying is don't get caught in the analysis paralysis. Don't budget money and have the money sitting there in front of you saying, okay, my life's good. I got emergency fund. I got all my bills paid. I'm set. I am putting this money to work somewhere in Pokemon, but I'm just too scared. If you're that person, what are you scared of? You're never going to get the exact right price. Maybe someone out there, there's one guy out there who bought the exact bottom and sold the exact top. And let's give him a high five. Let's give him a congrats, high five, claps, round of applause. Great. Most everyone is not going to find the bottom and the exact top. But all you can do is watch the market, understand the ebbs and flows, and do the best you can. Because as long as you are buying somewhere on the downturn near the bottom, not as long as you're not buying into the hype, usually you're going to do okay. That's all I got today, guys. I hope it helps. Make sure to check out Arizona TCG if you're trying to sell any slabs. It basically costs you less or the same amount to do it yourself on eBay. And make sure to show up to the video tomorrow. We do have the giveaway of the Gold Star Raikou PSA 9. And yeah, be back here tomorrow. I'm out.